Namaste. The light and love of the divine in me honors and greets the light and love of the divine in each and every one of you this morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to just move some things around here. Is that okay? Thank you for being here this morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's cool. I mean, this is June. What can we say? How can it be this cool in June? But it is, and it's just lovely. And I'm so glad to see you all here this morning to join us for another Sunday gathering. Awakening Ways, you know, we do this little intro every week, and you're probably thinking, really, we know who you are, and we know what you are, and, you know, we know why we're here. But it's good to be reminded, isn't it? Because we need to be reminded because we forget. And so every Sunday, we just remind you about what this teaching is about. And this new thought philosophy, you know, Ernest Holmes said it so greatly. He had this little mantra that he used to say, and I say it all the time. He says, there's only one life. That life is God or spirit or the divine or whatever you want to call it. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. That means that life is your life now, always, always. That one life living through us, as us, within us, and our only goal in life is to recognize that, to remember that, and most importantly, to live from that conscious awareness. To remember that we are that one life, living and expressing always right where we are. And having said that, that's not always easy to do, is it? We need help. We need assistance. We need reminders like this. So Awakening Ways is here to help you remember and to provide ways for you to develop skills and tools to help you maneuver through life's challenges and to celebrate life's joys. And so we offer classes. We haven't offered classes in a while, but looks like we're going to be doing some Zoom classes because that's what's what. We offer Sunday gatherings here via Zoom, and we will follow the guidelines according to what's best for the community. We offer meditations. We always offer counseling services to anyone who needs extra support. You can just call us. You can call a practitioner. You can call a minister. Happy to do prayer work for you. So there are ways that we are here to support you, even though we're not gathering together on Sunday at the pavilion. We know that every Sunday that you choose to join us, we are truly, truly blessed. And whatever it is that brought you here this morning, and wherever you go when this little gathering is over, for this perfect moment in time on this perfect day, welcome home. We've been waiting for you. This day is especially a blessing for all of us because our beautiful Susan Jones is going to be delivering the message from her heart. She always speaks from that place of consciousness and love, and I know that the message will be exactly what we need to hear this morning. So before we go any further, I'd just like to invite you to move with me as I speak these words of invocation and recognize the presence of the divine right where we are. And so if you are comfortable, just allow your eyes to softly close right where you are. And take a big, deep, full breath. Letting it out completely. And just feel your body relax. And feel your mind clear. Feel your mind open. Feel your heart ready to receive what's coming your way this morning. And I know that right where we are, wherever we are, because there's only one, that beautiful spirit, that beautiful presence of love and peace and joy surrounds, enfolds, and infuses us right where we are. We can feel it moving within us, surrounding us, pressing against us. For this is that one life itself, around us, in us, and through us, always. And we are aware of it right here and right now. And so we open to all the gifts that this morning brings. We open to the gift that Susan brings us of her wisdom, of her love, and of her joy that she so graciously and willingly shares with each of us. We are open to receive in gratitude all of the music from the musicians as they share their gifts as well. We are grateful to Ron, who holds us and facilitates this whole meeting that allows things to move so smoothly. And we are grateful to each and every person who has chosen to be here this morning, consciously filled with the awareness of the presence of God, experiencing God, hearing but God, right where we all are. And so knowing that everything is moving along exactly as it should, that everything is open and filled with light and love, we just open and allow it to be so. And knowing it is so, I release and let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here today. I wish we were in person because I've always felt your energy and your love. And so I'm counting on it today. I'm here to talk about vitality, and I've got some good news and I've got some bad news for you regarding your vitality. The good news is that your vitality is not dependent on the strength of your physical body. The bad news is that you can't use the way your body feels as an excuse for not having vitality. One definition that I came across that I love of vitality: the power giving continuance of life present in all living things. I'm going to say it again. The power giving continuance of life present in all living things. When I read that, I thought, well, who does that sound like? That sounds like spirit to me. That sounds like God. In fact, Psalm 73, verse 26 says, "My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." Ernest Holmes has this to say: "There is a vitality in our communion with the infinite, which is productive of the highest good. This conscious commingling of our thought with spirit is essential to the well-being of every part of us." This means that spirit is your vitality, and because we know that spirit is unlimited, it means that your vitality is unlimited. So some interesting people came to my mind the minute I started thinking about what it means to have vitality. The first one was Stephen Hawking. What a perfect example of someone whose vitality was not about physical strength or stamina, but about the spirit within that cannot be contained or held back from expression. When he was 21, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease and told that he had about 2 years to live. He could have accepted this prediction and withered away into nothingness, but instead, he went about living his life with enthusiasm, curiosity, intelligence, and humor. He said the loss of his motor skills due to the disease caused him to become more creative. "I was forced to travel the universe in my mind and to try and visualize the ways in which it worked." He didn't keep that vitality to himself. He shared it with the world, achieving rock star status through lectures, books, movies, and television appearances. I love the sense of humor that Hawking shared with the world. One time, comedian John Oliver was interviewing Stephen Hawking, and they were talking about the possibility of multiple universes. And John Oliver asked Hawking, "Well, so if there are multiple universes, is it possible there's a universe in which I'm smarter than you?" And Hawking replied, "Why, yes, there is. And there's also another universe in which you're funny." That was Stephen Hawking's sense of humor. A couple of other funny quotes that I picked were actually heartening, life-affirming quotes from Hawking. "We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star, but we can understand the universe, and that makes us very special." On women, Hawking had to say they are complete mystery. And finally, we only have to look at ourselves to see how intelligent life might develop into something we wouldn't want to meet. So that vitality of his, that humor, he shared that, and it was a gift to everyone who ever laid eyes on him. Another person that came to my mind when I was thinking of vitality was my old friend, Donna Foskel. Those of you who knew Donna know what I'm talking about regarding vitality. That woman was the epitome of vitality. She was spicy, she was flirty, she was funny, she was creative, and just full of life. During the last several years of her life, she danced with cancer. And I use the word danced because throughout the entire experience, Donna never lost her spark, her vitality. She was a practitioner and she knew how to keep her mind focused on principle. But the medical profession is pretty relentless in telling you how you're doing and how much longer you have to live. And sometimes she would give in to the numbers and the odds. But Donna's vitality never failed her. no matter what she was told. In the final days of her life, she came to grips with her impending death. In fact, she told me she was ready to go and that she had told God, "It's okay, you can take me now." So 2 days later, when I came to visit her and I walked into her room, she looked at me and she went, "What? I'm still here?" And the two of us laughed until we cried. Donna's vitality transcended her physical body. And the memory that I have of that experience with her is the memory I have of Donna, which is a blessing to me. So just take a moment and think about someone who you equate with vitality. It's not always about physical strength or fitness, although it could be. When I was a kid, my mom and I used to watch Jack LaLanne on TV, and we used to exercise along with him. He was the picture of physical vitality, but his gift to the world was his vital energy, which inspired thousands of everyday people to exercise and eat healthy. A friend of mine shared a TED Talk with me given by Dr. Shawn Stevenson. Shawn was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, which is also known as brittle bone disease. His parents were told that he wouldn't last more than 24 hours after his birth. But during his 40 years of life, he was a public speaker, he obtained numerous degrees, including a doctorate degree, and he was a therapist. He says, "How many predictions have been thrown at you during your life? Never believe a prediction unless it empowers you. If you believe the ones that don't empower you, you will wither and die." He says that when people would meet him for the first time and they would look at him, he's about 3 feet tall, but in a wheelchair, very, very bent and broken. He said people would look at him and think, "Oh, that poor man." And Shawn would say, "Anyone who pities me is wasting their time." His belief about himself was everyone is rooting for me to win, even if they don't know it. So in your life, has anyone made a prediction about you that you accepted that was not empowering? It could have been a parent, could have been a teacher, a minister, or a doctor. Someone whose authority you respected, who you placed their opinion about you into your mind and accepted it as truth. You're never ... You'll always ... You have blank, fill in the blank. So here's the thing, as I was working on this talk and focusing my thought on the idea that vitality is not about how you feel physically, I found myself thinking about how tired I was, how I didn't feel like it. I wasn't in the mood. It wasn't right for me. I can't. I felt the absolute opposite of the synonyms for vitality. Exuberance? I don't think so. Peppiness? No. Sprightliness? Not a bit. Vibrance? No. Jazziness? No. And no, and no. So besides the predictions that are made about you by others that don't empower you, you make predictions about yourself that are not empowering. In order to practice what I'm preaching, I had to figure out how to get out of my thoughts of no and not and move into that vitality that transcends the physical. I turned to The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. He says, "You have a phenomenal amount of energy inside of you. It doesn't come from food and it doesn't come from sleep. And it has nothing to do with age. This energy is always available to you. It just wells up and fills you from the inside. It is your birthright and it is unlimited. The only reason you don't feel this energy all the time is because you block it by closing your heart. When you close your heart, there's no light, there's no energy. The energy is still there, can't get in. So how to open the heart? Well, Singer says you practice opening by not closing. Anytime you start to close, ask yourself whether you really want to cut off the energy flow. You make a commitment to explore your capacity for receiving unlimited energy. You simply decide not to close. So the way to vitality is through the heart, which is one of your vital signs. Vital meaning crucial, needed, important. Our vital signs are what indicate that we're alive. If we don't have vital signs, we're not living. So we can practice consciously activating our vitality using the vital signs as reminders. So let's go over them together and bring them to life. So regarding the heart, my heart is open and radiates vitality to all. My heart is open and radiates vitality to all. Blood pressure. I bring balance and harmony into my life and experiences. I bring balance and harmony into my life and experiences. Temperature. I am calm and peaceful in the midst of confusion. I'm calm and peaceful in the midst of confusion. Lungs. I breathe in spirit and breathe out joy. Breathe in spirit and breathe out joy. So back to the bad news, if you want to call it that. Since vitality is not about how your body feels or what others predict about you or what you predict about yourself, you have no excuse not to live your life from your truth, which is spirit within. I'd like to share some words of wisdom from Frederick Bales, who wrote in his book, Your Mind Can Heal You. Let us assume that sickness and distress shows up. The first thing to know is that this image of a limitation is not part of the divine plan. The law is working always to support the perfection of spirit. There is no place provided in the body for such images, so they must be false. They cannot possibly have any power over you. They are fakes and phonies. They may have fooled the race, but they cannot fool you. Knowing that these images are nothingness in reality, you turn completely away from them to the contemplation of the healing presence within, and you invite this presence to make itself felt. You release the whole thing to mind as you let go and let God. So don't look to your physical body, how you feel, or if you're tired to measure your vitality. Vitality is an energy, a zest for life that transcends the physical body. It is a quality in you that radiates out, and it affects others in a good way. It is a blessing that you give to the world. In this day of COVID-19, how do we radiate our vitality and bless others with it? This is a question I've been grappling with over the past few months. Once we all started wearing masks, I found myself coming home from the grocery store feeling kind of sad. I realized that one of the main ways that I communicate my vitality out in the world is by smiling. Smiles are contagious, but when everyone is walking around covering their smiles, I think not too many people are smiling. People are walking around feeling cut off, fearful, and depressed. And I want to be someone who brings joy and vitality to others. So what can we do? How can we bring love, light, joy, and vitality to those around us? The first thing we can do is practice our smize. That's right, it's a thing. Smiling eyes. I did some research on how people in countries where women wear face coverings adjust their body language to increase the communication of friendliness and joy. When you can't rely on your mouth to smile, you have to learn to smile with your eyes and your eyebrows. Practice this in a mirror. I have been practicing this. Your hand gestures can also be a source of friendliness, a peace sign, a little heart fingers, a wave, namaste, or even like after you, like showing someone they could go ahead of you in the grocery store. Another thing you can do is over communicate with your words. Speak a little louder and be funny, or offer someone to go ahead of you. Make a remark about their dog or their cute little kid. You can communicate with your clothing too. Face masks that have smiles or fun pictures, t-shirts with uplifting, funny messages, pins, buttons that make people laugh or smile. There's lots of ways to bring your vitality, your light to the world, but we just have to learn to do them. So in the coming week, I challenge you to check your vital signs. Your heart. My heart is open and radiates vitality to all. Your blood pressure. I bring balance and harmony into my life and experiences. Your temperature. I am calm and peaceful in the midst of confusion. Your lungs. I breathe in spirit and breathe out joy. Remember that the source of your vitality is spirit. Put your mask on and look in the mirror. Practice your smize. Use your body language and your voice to convey friendliness, kindness, and joy. You will change the vibrations around you, and you will feel it, and so will others too. And so I'd like to finish my talk doing something that I love to do, and that is pray. So if y'all would like to join me and just take a moment, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your body being supported, knowing that there's nothing you need to do right now. I know that that power, that presence, that creative force, the creator of all there is, created me out of itself, perfect and whole in every way. And just as that is true for me, that is true for every other person. And I know and declare that for each person who is listening to my voice right now, that the divine energy, the spirit, the love, the vitality of that creator is just alive and well inside of each one of us. It is bubbling up like a spring of joy. It cannot be contained. I know that this vitality is a blessing to others. And so I am so grateful to know that each one here, each one of us, takes this beautiful energy that is in us, this light that cannot be contained, and we take that energy and vitality out into our world, and we just shine it out. We shine it forth. We are blessed, and we are a blessing. And I'm so grateful for this truth, so grateful for this. I know that each one of us is our own divine light and our own radiant source of that one. And so I just release these words, knowing that they are so, that they are true. I release them, I let them go. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
flows to the sea. Connected are we. Begin again. Love again. Am I a child? I cry, learning to walk, teaching my mother. Lessons till I am free, learning from you. Connected are we. Begin again. Beginning again. Child, a friend, coming around, waking, watching, teaching, touching, and I don't know when, but I'll begin again. Now the power swings between the extremes, and the pendulum cuts through spaces between. And if we don't play, the balance remains. Refrain, maintain, sustain, begin again. Begin again. Begin again. Living life, lessons we've learned, opening wide, letting in, waking and wondering, teaching and touching, circling, cycling, learning, loving, and living the way, pass through again again. So welcome, my friends, when we begin again. Begin again. Begin again.
Oh, isn't technology just special? Thanks to Soulshine. And thank you very much, Susan. That was wonderful today. And thanks, Ron. I know sometimes things just don't want to cooperate, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
I'm so
Uh,
embarrassed.
but I just want to make a few announcements before we close today. As Dr. Terry told you last week, we're in the process of packing to move, and so we're going to be taking some time off from speaking so that we have more time to focus on that. And so next week, Dr. Jan Morgan is going to be back with us. and she'll be speaking. We always enjoy Dr. Jan, so please make sure you join us. We want to thank you for your continuing support with your tithes, your donations. We can't exist without you, and we can't continue to do this without your support. And so we appreciate that so many of you have continued to support, and in some cases even increased your support as we go through this period of time. Don't forget that prayer is still available, even though you can't talk to a practitioner directly face to face. If you want prayer work to be done for you for any reason, just email awakeningways@thegrid.net or call us at 805-460-0762 and leave a message on the machine, prefacing it by saying this is a prayer request, and we will make sure that your prayer requests are sent out to all of the practitioners. And so with that, I just want to leave you with this blessing. May the vitality of the divine fill you, fill your days, and fill all of your affairs and experiences as you go through this coming week. May that vitality that you are project into every experience so that those who come in contact with you are blessed. And may all good unfold in your life as you walk through it with vitality and grace. Namaste, beloveds. Have a wonderful week. We will see you soon.